Good afternoon. Thank you. I have 4 points to make, and I'm going to make them in about 20 minutes. First, gee whiz. Second, slouching toward dystopia. Do the math. And finally, the second American century. So, gee whiz. This smartphone has 250,000 times the digital storage capacity of the computer that went to the moon on board Apollo 11. This iPod Nano, I just bought it the other day, contains as much music as 300 LPs. In musical terms, it's about 2,000 times, in music storage terms, it's about 2,000 times more efficient by weight and 6,000 times more efficient by volume than an LP. In 1980, photovoltaic solar cells cost more than $20 a watt. Today, less than $1 a watt. 1903, the Wright brothers pioneered aviation by flying in an airplane at about 30 miles per hour. Today, we routinely fly on board 737s, Boeing 737s, that fly at more than 500 miles per hour. And we can drink beer and surf the internet while we do it. Ford's new engine, an engine that I think is just fascinating. It's the 1-liter EcoBoost engine. It's a 3-cylinder engine developed during Alan Mullally tenure at Ford. Produces 92,000 watts per liter of displacement. On a power density metric, it is 16 times more powerful than the engine that powered the original Model T. It also has, that new EcoBoost engine has about the same power density as the engine in the new Bugatti Veyron, a supercar that costs $1.2 million. And yet Ford is selling this new 1-liter EcoBoost, and they're selling hundreds of thousands of these engines. You can get it in a Ford Fiesta that costs about $15,000. Since 1978, Intel has been increasing the computing power density on its top-of-the-line chips. And in fact, since 1978, the year that I graduated from high school, Intel has increased the computing power density on its top-of-the-line microprocessors 78,000-fold, while decreasing the size of its circuits 130-fold. Intel now uses 22 nanometer technology. That's 22 billionths of a meter. Now, I don't know how many angels can dance on the head of a pin, but according to Intel's their latest processing technology, they can fit 6 million transistors on the tip of this pin. Smaller, faster, lighter, denser, cheaper in everything. What is the book about? It's a rebuke to the catastrophist. It is a book that explains how continuing innovation is improving living standards all over the world. As Michael said, we are inundated with bad news. If it bleeds, it leads. In the newspapers, on the television, if it bleeds, it leads. And for years, even for centuries, we have been hearing about the possibility of mass starvation. More recently, peak oil. We hear of any number of threats, epidemics, pandemics, etc. Do we face many problems? There is no question. We face a myriad of problems, and I could spend the rest of the day standing here and explaining even just a few of them. Yes, we face many challenges, no question. Cyber war, conflicts from Crimea to Damascus, pandemics, epidemics, all of these possibilities. And yes, we have millions, even billions of people living in poverty. In India alone, 400 million people are living today without electricity. But smaller computers,